Hello everybody, it's Verda here, and today we're benchmarking the RTX 3060 Ti with the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D with 32GB of DDR5 6000MHz RAM inside of Senua Saga Hellblade II. I hope I'm pronouncing that right because I've never played this franchise of games. I've not played the original one, and this one just released today, so I'm quite excited to jump in here and have a look at what the game is all about. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, and we're going to get started here today at 1080p. We're using DLAA to start with here. As you can see, we have TSR, AMD, Intel, you know, we got the standard ones here, but we're just going to be using DLAA because it usually looks pretty good. Variable rate shading is on by default as well, and it actually enabled the low preset by default when I loaded the game up here, so we'll start with that and we'll have a look at what this performs like here in the game. I'm going to be very surprised if this is low graphics. I actually think it is. Holy crap! This is low graphics. Is this really low graphics? Yeah, this is lowest settings in the game. I thought there was no way. I thought I was watching a cutscene. So this is what low graphics apparently look like these days. But I can't believe that this is low settings apparently. And it looks better than a lot of games that are playing at maximum, like ultra. Alright guys, so I've just played through the entire start of the game, and I thought that the black bars would go away after I played the start, but no, they're still here, so I don't know if they go away. But believe it or not, this is lowest settings in the game here at 1080p, and we're getting 60 FPS, spot on 60 FPS, just underneath that right now. The start of the game was actually less intensive. I was getting around 67 FPS on average throughout the entire playthrough there, which took me about 15 minutes to get through. So I was getting around 67 FPS there. But for whatever reason, this place here is much more intensive. And we're at the low 60s, sometimes dropping down into the 50s actually there, weren't we? But I can't believe this is lowest settings in the game because I'm playing at 1080p on a larger resolution monitor and it still looks really good. And by the way, it gave me some close-ups of the gameplay earlier at the start and the graphics were so good. It is very intensive, obviously, here. Even with the 3060 Ti, we're not even getting 60 FPS sometimes, as you can see here. But I will say that the gameplay itself is really smooth. Like, it's really... I saw no FPS drops, no stuttering, nothing like that. So the stability seems to be pretty good here in this game with the frame time. But as you can see, VRAM usage, we are using 4.8 gigs of VRAM right now at the lowest settings. So I would have to imagine that GPUs with 4 gigs or less VRAM are going to struggle in this game probably. So I'll have to test my other graphics cards out that have 3 and 4 gigs VRAM. But as you can see, the graphics even at low settings here are insanely good. Like, on the one hand, that's really nice. But also, I feel like they probably should have made the low settings or the lowest settings be a little bit, you know, worse looking so that lower end GPUs can play this game a bit better, because yeah, this is insane. The fact that we're only getting just 60 FPS here in this area with an RTX 3060 Ti is pretty crazy to me, at least. We're still on native, so I mean, look at the ground. Look how good the ground looks here. Like, it really does look pretty good for lowest settings in the game. I can't imagine what the ultra settings look like, but you're certainly not going to be playing with an RTX 3060 Ti. I'm completely unfamiliar with this franchise. I'm completely unfamiliar with this game, essentially. It is brand new, but I don't play many story games like this, so I would have to imagine that you don't need nowhere near as much FPS for a game like this. You can probably get away playing at 30, honestly. From the combat that I've been playing so far, it's been very, like, very simple. You know, light attack with left click, heavy attack with right click, and then space to dodge, and you can block with control, and that's about it. I can actually show you the settings right here. Look, if I press escape, it shows you the settings. So the gameplay of this game is very much like an interactive story for the most part, with a little bit of combat that you can do some dodging and stuff with, but it's not something that I feel like you need a ton of FPS to play. Like I said, you could probably play this game at 30 FPS completely fine, especially if you play it on a controller, which this is probably one of those games that you could just sit back and relax on the couch or something, right, and just play with a controller. But it's not my style of game. But yeah, you can definitely play it at much lower FPS. Even now when I'm dropping down to the 40s, I can't feel it simply because it's just, there's not enough going on, right? It's too it's too slow paced for me to really care. So let's go ahead and try out 1440p and see how sharp the game looks here. Alright, so I've just gone ahead and bumped up the resolution to 1440p. We're still using DLAA with the lowest settings in the game, or the low preset rather. So let's see what this looks like here. And yeah, the game does look a little bit sharper here. Definitely looks a lot cleaner, to be honest. VRAM usage has creeped up a little bit. The allocated VRAM is pretty close to 7 gigs, but in reality the game is using around 5.3, 5.4 gigs of VRAM to achieve this. But we're at about 40 FPS here, and to be honest, I can't tell the difference from when we were playing at 60. Even dropping into the high 30s there, maybe once I get into some combat I'll notice it, but right now, if we're just walking around, it's completely fine. Like, I'm fine playing at 40 FPS here. And if you didn't tell me, I would think I was playing on ultra settings. I'm not even kidding. The game looks really good on low. It's kind of insane. It's really insane how good the game looks at low settings. I'd have no problems playing this at lowest settings. But I do wish that the low settings did look a bit worse, you know, to give us more performance essentially, because I can totally imagine people on lower end GPUs are going to really struggle to play this game considering how intensive I'm finding it here. So I can't wait to get it on my 1060 or 1650 and see what it's like on there, essentially on those GPUs, because that's going to be interesting. And surprisingly, it doesn't seem like this game is very CPU intensive. It's very much just GPU intensive. As you can see, my CPU really isn't sweating to play this game, and the RAM usage is really low too. We're only at 12.5 gigs. It's really not intensive on the RAM either. It's just GPU. You just need a good GPU to play it seems. One thing I'm not liking about this game, in terms of just gameplay, is the constant talking that's going on in my ears. I've had these two women talking in my ears for like 25 minutes now, and it's really starting to bug me. Because we've got one woman on this side, one woman on this side, just constantly blagging my head. It's really annoying. Alright, and now we're actually getting to some somewhat normal gameplay. We're not just walking around now, so we'll actually get to see if this FPS is going to impact my play essentially, or my experience. I can only tell you how it feels essentially to play like this, and you'll just have to take my word for it, I guess. Alright, let's see if this 40 to 50 FPS is playable here with a game such as this. I don't know what I'm fighting. Even though I don't know what I'm fighting, this is fine. This FPS is completely fine. Use the mirror. Oh, okay, I get it. There we go. The game doesn't really like give you a straight up guide. It just kind of hints things at you. Woo! Yeah, this is no problem here. 40 FPS at 1440p. Yeah, we can definitely afford to crank the settings up and see what kind of FPS we get with much higher settings. Plus, I'm interested to see what the game actually looks like at higher settings, considering that this looks completely fine here. Come on! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. He has abilities. Gotta dodge that. Get him! My god, that guy's strong. I don't even know what he is. But yeah, this is totally fine, guys. Like, honestly, 40 to 50 FPS, no problems here. We are going to turn the settings up, but I just don't know when I can do it, because there's no, like, saves or anything. I don't know. This game is just getting weirder and weirder. The more I play, the less I know what's going on. But yeah, 1440p, it is completely fine here, guys. Let's go ahead and turn on some higher settings and restart the game. Alright, so we're in the main menu again. I've just restarted the game to make sure the graphical settings definitely apply, essentially. We're playing back at 1080p resolution. We're still using DLAA, but now what I've gone ahead and done is enabled the medium preset here for everything, as you can see. So everything is on medium settings now. Let's jump back in and see what it's like here for graphics and performance. It should be pretty beautiful considering how good low looked. All right, and we're back in here. My god, look how good the game is looking here at medium, and I can immediately like tell how much more smoke effects there are and so on around my character here. Where are we supposed to go? I think it's just over here. Maybe we're supposed to drop down. No, we're supposed to go through the house clearly. But yeah, going to medium settings really has not changed the FPS that much. At least I don't think it has. Maybe I'm just not remembering 1080p too well, because I did play with 1440p for quite a while there, to be honest. So I might just be misremembering what kind of performance we were getting there. What's up here? But yeah, I've already established that 40 to 30 FPS is completely fine for this game in combat for sure. There's really no need to get more FPS than that in the combat, because the game is just so slow paced. Combat is really not that interactive in this game. All you can do is attack, dodge, and block. That's literally it. It's not too complex, so you don't need a ton of FPS for it. It would be a big issue if we were having constant stutters and stuff, but because we are still well within the VRAM limitations here of the 8 gigs that we have, it's really smooth. Like, it's not stuttering at all. You can see the frame time graph there is really smooth. The game feels completely fine at this FPS, and it now looks even better. But honestly, you could just stick with low settings and you wouldn't even realize, I don't think, that you were playing on low, since it looks so good anyways. It honestly looks like you're playing at ultra settings on the low settings, in all honesty. It's kind of insane, right? I don't think we'll stick on 1080p here. I think we'll go straight to 1440p, because quite clearly it's completely fine here at 1080. No issues at all. All right, 1440p, DLAA still, medium settings. See how it performs. Oh my god, and the game just keeps getting better and better for how it looks. We actually just got a micro stutter there. We got a stutter. Our first little stutter of the game here. And that is actually my first stutter of the game, and I've been playing for about 35 minutes at this point, so not bad to just get one stutter during all of this. Now, I do have this installed on a Gen 4 NVMe, so we should get absolutely zero stuttering, you know, because of loading times and things like that. We should be completely fine there. Got another stutter here, actually, so I don't really know what that's about. We're getting a bit more stutters, but it might be because we are playing at medium settings. We are in the low to mid 30s. I can definitely feel it as I'm walking through here, but I think it's not the FPS, but it's the instability. That area was a little bit less stable. I could definitely feel the frame time graph kind of going all over the place. I'd probably just stick to medium, or sorry, I'd probably just stick to low settings if I was playing this at 1440p with this card, because it still looks completely fine, and we do get quite a little bit more FPS. Now, this area might just be way more intensive than the areas that I've already been in, right? I'm not sure. It's a brand new game. I don't think anybody really knows yet. You know, benchmarkers, we're not going to know this stuff yet. We need more time to play to know where the most intensive areas are. But this area does seem to be quite intensive. Look how good the graphics are. I don't know if it switches to like a movie or if it is actually just the game's graphics. I think it is just the game's graphics, in all honesty. Wow, the Forest 3 has never looked so good. No, but yeah, this game, it's looking quite beautiful here. Just ignore the shadows on her shoulder there, and, you know, everything is being good. Yeah, I think the ladies that are constantly talking are very annoying in this game. It's too much. They've been talking in my ear for like 40 minutes nearly, and it's really doing my head in at this point. I just want them to shut the fuck. You know what I mean? They're really annoying. They don't stop. They just keep going and going, and 40 minutes nearly or something. They've just been going at it, yapping in my ears, man. Jesus Christ. It's not great to have to listen to them talking all the time. But what is great is our FPS. We're still at 40s here, which is completely fine for a game like this. It's not often where I recommend like 30 to 40 FPS feels totally fine in a game, but this is definitely an exception. A story-based game, slow-paced as well. Even the combat's slow. Like, yes, you need to dodge out of the way of stuff, but doesn't matter even at 30 FPS. It's completely fine. I think that's enough of 1440p medium. Why don't we go ahead and put ultra settings on? So let's go back to the main menu, restart the game, and put ultra settings on and see if it's playable with those settings. All right, so we're back in the main menu. I've just restarted the game. I applied the ultra settings, or the high preset, which is the highest settings in the game. We're playing at 1080p again, DLAA. As you can see, preset is on high. And I just realized I've been playing the game for an hour. I thought I'd been playing for about 40 minutes. No, I've been playing this game, benchmarking it now for 1 whole hour. Didn't even realize. Let's jump back in and see what it's like here. All right, and here we are. We're in the game. 1080p high preset is actually performing better than I expected. We're playing at 40s here in the game, nearly at 6 gigs of VRAM actual usage. So how do we get down here? Apparently we gotta go fight. Yeah, we're gonna be fighting here soon, so we're gonna be able to see what it's actually performing like inside of a fight here at 1080p and 1440p. But yeah, man, the game looks absolutely amazing here at the ultra settings. Honestly, it almost looks like in some scenes it almost looks like it's a film, right? It looks like you're watching like an animated film at some points, in all honesty. It doesn't feel like you're playing a game. I bet how many of you do you think? I think blood's gonna come pouring down on us here. Like something's gonna pour on us here. Watch this. Ah, yeah, it was very predictable. They set the camera angle up, you could guess it was gonna happen. So even though I've never played one of these games from this like game franchise or whatever, I didn't realize the game was this kind of a game. I thought it was like an actual like roaming around kind of fighting game. I didn't realize it was a story game where it was very like linear in the gameplay style. Like you have to, you know, follow a story and you can't really do too much, you know what I mean? You are very much playing a interactive story with this game. And we're about to start fighting now. Okay, now we're gonna get to test if this is enough FPS here, as long as we don't, you know, end up... Oh, we just kind of jebaited that guy in. It's like my healer when they jebait me into a bad fight because I think they're gonna heal me and then they don't. Yeah, this is fine, guys. Like, I'm having no issues here playing at this FPS in these fights, and it looks amazing. Whoa! Actually got the... Okay. Whoa. Oh, he's very surprised. Woo! Oh, yeah. It doesn't feel bad at all, guys. Okay, so we're still in the same fight. I went back to the main menu, set it to 1440p, and we're back. So, yep, we're playing at 1440p with DLAA, and we have the quality set to the high preset still, just like the 1080p one before this. And as you can see, everything's set to high. So, let's see what the FPS is like here. I don't think it's going to be too good. And as you can see here, in the exact same scenario that we were just in, we're at the mid-20s here for our FPS. It's not looking good here, guys. I want to see if it's playable at this frame rate, because I've honestly not played a game like this probably since, you know, console days, like previous, like last-gen consoles, right? So I want to see if this game is actually playable at sub 30 FPS. Whoa! He's just button mashing. Oh god. Get him. Whoa! Whoa! Get him! It's actually fine, guys. At 20 to 30 FPS, you can still have a good time here. Whoa! Freeze him. Oh, it didn't work on him. Oh my god. That's the main boss. I'm joking, it's not really. But yeah, the game is actually fine here at 20-something frames, guys. He tried to get me with a throwing axe. It's a tomahawk, actually, Berda. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'll get it right next time, I promise. The game looks amazing still. Whoa. Man, everybody's just saving us. We jebaited everybody into these terrible fights. Let's freeze him up. Come on, we can get him. We can do it. There we go. There it is. Yeah, 1440p, guys. Even though we're at like 20-some FPS, I would actually say it's still playable here, in all honesty. Like, I'm having no issues. If I didn't see my FPS counter, like, I would be okay playing like this. I can definitely feel that I'm, you know, playing at lower frame rate, but it's not absolutely awful. You know, if I was playing Call of Duty or something, this would feel pretty bad. I looked away from my monitor there. That was not a good idea. I absolutely just got annihilated looking away from my monitor then. But yeah, there we go. We got him. Easy enough. Woo! Freeze him up. I don't know if it freezes him up or it just speeds us up, to be honest. But yeah, let's quickly pause this so I can take a sec to talk about it. But yeah, VRAM, we're using 6.2 gigs here at 1440p, so still within the limit of the 3060 Ti. Our actual RAM usage has creeped up by 2 gigs, so perhaps we are utilizing or allocating some regular RAM as VRAM here. Let me actually go out of the game and quickly have a quick peek here to see if that is the case. Yeah, it is allocating about 1 gig of regular RAM to the game right now, but there's a difference between allocating and actually using it. So it does say that we are only using 6.2 gigs of actual utilized VRAM here in the game, so it might not actually be using that RAM. It might just be allocating that regular RAM to the game, right? That extra gig. But yeah, it's about 25 FPS here in the fights. 1% lows at 20. It's not ideal, but it doesn't feel that bad in all honesty, and you can play at medium settings, but we'll try DLSS here just for the sake of it. So 1440p quality DLSS at highest settings in the game, high preset. So let's see how this is. I can already tell it's a lot better because I can see it there in the top left. Oh, we just got slapped. VRAM usage has actually decreased by about 0.2 gigs, which is not that much, but still totally fine. And do you know what? The game looks fine, guys. I can't even see that there's DLSS on right now, but it could be because there's so much fog. Ow. Ow. I probably should have been able to dodge that. It's one of the slowest attacks. Oh, that's it. Freeze him up. Speed us up, rather. There we go. And this feels way better, by the way. I was not expecting it to be playable at 1440p maximum settings, considering how it was running at low. Oh, God. What it's mainly increased is just VRAM usage, in all honesty. And yes, we have lost quite a bit of FPS, but like not as much as I was expecting us to have lost. Oh man, I am really messing up here. I don't know how much you're allowed to mess up in this game before it really punishes you, because I've messed up a lot and I'm just not getting killed. Ah! What the hell, man? That's what it feels like when you don't like my videos, guys. It feels like you're punching me in the face, in all honesty. You wanna go? Oh, he's just gonna stand there and throw tomahawks. This guy's dead. There we go. Oh yeah. 30 to 40 FPS feels absolutely fine here for this game, guys. Frames are dropping here just into the 20s, but it is a cutscene, so it's not that important. Oh, it looks like we found the chieftain. Turns out he's an actual orc class. Oh, what the hell is coming up here? A Balrog? Question mark? Gandalf when you need him? Question mark? I guarantee you that guy's gonna get killed. Yep. The people that worship them always get killed. Alright, time to go. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. He's dressed like a middle-aged man having a mental crisis and wearing like really religious monk kind of clothes, and they're getting like really religious middle-aged. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen those guys, right? That are like 40-year-old and they're starting to dress like wise men. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's benchmarking, guys. I hope you found some value out of these benchmarks. I've been enjoying the game. I'm probably going to keep playing. Quite sleepy right now, to be honest. I actually forgot this game was coming out today. But yeah, if you found any use out of this video, go ahead and leave me a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, do let me know in the comments if I missed anything or if you know any more information about this game for benchmarking and stuff. And yeah, until next time, guys, I've been Verda. Take care of yourselves and goodbye for now.